Hello everybody, Rudy Fruity here, and I'm coming at you with a bit of a Tekken advice video, and I am going to give some advice on how to utilize practice mode. Now, practice mode is a very useful tool, useful game mode to improve your abilities in the game. Nice safe space for you to just press stuff, practice your Korean backdashes, which I kind of can't. Well, I could barely do it on stick, and I definitely can't do it on pad, which I am recording with. But anyways, yeah. So here some quick tips about what to do with practice mode. First thing you're gonna want to do, because I'm assuming you bought this game because you want to smack some fools around, so you're gonna want to go to practice mode, and in practice settings, go to training mode, offense, because this changes the settings of which the dummy, your opponent here, will be doing. So you want to focus on offense right now, and I'll talk about the defense mode in a whole other video that's a bit advanced, but for now let's focus on offense because we're just trying to smack some people around. You want the opponent actions to be standing and then standing block. You have a bunch of different options. Oh, excuse me, not standing block. You want block all. Yeah. So what's gonna happen is that the game is going to register a first sequence of actions and then a second sequence right after, but that second sequence doesn't last forever. So like, let me just show you that's easier than explaining it. So because the first action of the dummy is just to stand there, bam bam, it's going to take those hits. It's going to take those first two hits. Now if I did 1-2 1-2, it's going to block the second sequence. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, kind of ignore the frame data. I just got it up there just because. Okay, talk about frame data later. But yeah, so that's what makes this so important is that there are some combo strings that you'll see in your character's move list, which we'll get to the move list in a second. But there are some sequences in the move list that is not a true combo. Like for Claudio, he has 2-1-2. So I'll demonstrate that. It's not a true combo. See, that third hit did not land. So an opponent can block that third hit. So go into practice mode and then you'll see which of your strings are really just string cheese. That's not a true combo. So this is also really important when learning matchups against other players. Like if you have a combo string that it gets used against you, go into practice mode against that character and find that string, practice against it, and then you'll start to recognize and learn how to better block the string cheese. Okay, now the next thing I want to talk about is how to read the move list. So you go to this option here, move list. It could be pretty overwhelming because heck, it starts off with the main techniques, which is a nice touch, but the first thing they show you is all your heat moves and your heat activation moves, and you haven't even begun to learn how to use the character in a basic level yet. Which there are some basic moves here, but they really like heat, use heat, and I kind of don't like that. I think this would have been like heat techniques, main techniques, and then all techniques. I think that would have been a bit better. But anyways, so yeah, this is showing you the heat techniques. I don't even remember it because I just sort of remember off the top of my head and looked up stuff. Find out. Okay, yeah, this doesn't even show you like the real main techniques. So okay, one thing I want to advise is go through your entire character's basic normal moves. Let's talk about those because those are going to be the baseline of your offense. Your 10 frame jab is going to be super important. It's the fastest move your character will have, and it's the basis of your offense. And then you got like different strings. Okay, see, that's a good example right there. It's a string that is not a true string. The second hit is blockable. So okay, yeah, and this is sort of what your training sessions look like. Okay, I learned that is a full sequence, like it's a full combo. It's a full sequence that will connect. You see how many frames is that? 14 frames. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. We're cooking with gas. try not to overwhelm you with so much information, but just kind of getting the basics, okay? So yeah, you do that. Oh, you learn that's a combo too. And now you kind of just, oh, what is this? Hit from the ground? Doing hit from the front of the ground? Okay, what's that? Oh, that's so cool. Okay, yeah, and now you're just kind of getting familiar with your character and whatnot. And then you kind of will learn later on how to apply these moves. But okay, here's another thing. I want to advise to look out for at least 3 moves. Let's start with 3 actually. Let's go no further than 3. 3 moves that you are not entirely familiar with and try to figure out how to use them. When I was learning Claudio, I kind of learned that back 1 is really good. Heck, all the guides will even tell you back 1 is pretty dang useful. Look up guides of your character. Look for what they say is genuinely a good move. Like this move is way better than this move. Yeah, this is a low and people aren't really going to block it. Heck, the back 1 is probably going to get blocked more often than the down back 3 here. At a low level anyways. Because I'm how 24 frames, yeah, you could recognize that animation at a high level. But yeah, just because of that, back 1 is just much better. It's faster, and a big thing about it is that it's a homing move. You see that blue string right there? So if an opponent is like sidestepping and stuff, it's gonna track them. It's gonna hit them. So you want to look for a homing move. That's one of your 3 moves. This is your homework. Write it down. One of your 3 moves should be a homing move. Okay. I would also advise punish. I am cheesy because people do not know how to punish Claudio's basic 12 frame punish. See, it's minus 26. I don't know if every character can punish it because Claudio does go kind of far. See that animation? He backs up. But yeah, just learning a safe-ish 12 frame punish is pretty good. Of course, that will like really depend on your character, and how they utilize their 12 frame punishes and what advantages they get afterwards is also important. But more importantly, you want to learn moves that are safe on block. Okay, that's why I should have started this with moves that are safe on block. So moves that are safe on block are moves that are minus 1 through 9. Because if it's minus 10, it could be punished with a jab. Now, if you're at a low level of gameplay, most players aren't going to be punishing your stuff. And I lost my train of thought. And most players aren't going to be punishing stuff at low levels, but as you are looking to improve, you yourself will begin to look out for what is unsafe in your opponents. So yeah, learning what is unsafe that you have is also useful. And heck, you may be getting blown up and your opponent doesn't even know that they're actually punishing you. So that's something to keep in mind. Like this move, down forward 2, it's on block. It's minus 13. It's punishable by 13 frames. And I have never been punished after that getting blocked. Like me going ranked, it has never been punished. And they really should punish it because I'm kind of getting away with murder here with a potential like counter hit launcher. But yeah, definitely learn your punishes because I just been getting away with this for free. And then your opponents will be getting away with stuff. So let's talk a little bit about punishing without getting too like deep into frame data stuff. This is another thing you could do, and I would really recommend to do this with your character first, because you want to learn what is unsafe with your character. So let's do punishment training that they have built in to the game. It's very useful just to get a basic sense of like what is unsafe. So okay, you see it's gonna you play this animation here that that is the move that Claudio has, and it's telling you that you can punish it with a recommended technique. So we're gonna go ahead and punish it, and I'm slow. Yeah, okay, you have to be fast. You see, even I messed up there. Oh, I messed up there. Oh, I messed up there. I'm so bad at the game. Okay, there we go. So yeah, and this is giving me, how did that not hit? What the heck? I felt like I was way faster the first time than the second time. That's so weird. Yeah, so this will give you a good idea of what moves your character has that are unsafe. And will also give you an idea of how to punish stuff. Oh, that's Tekken 7 stuff that I just did. I still got to get the muscle memory out of my head. But yeah, so you just do this. And of course, I would also recommend not to grind like 8-hour session in practice mode. It's very useful, but I would say like just spend like an hour, 2 hours, depending on your mental stamina. Me, I could only last for like about an hour with this game. As far as like practice mode goes. And there are actually studies that show like the shorter amount of time you spend practicing something, but more frequently you return to it, will yield better results when it comes to learning new things. So right now, you know, you're learning your character's moves, you're learning what to do in what we call neutral. So this step, like at the start of the match, this is known as the neutral. Neither of you have a huge advantage. Matchups will tell you otherwise, that like some characters might have better moves up close, better moves far away. That's matchup dependent, but generally this is neutral. And you're kind of learning like, okay, what moves are really good here? Oh, Claudio, back one, bam, look at that. And then yeah, you're learning what moves to do in neutral. You're getting familiar with your character's moves, what moves are good to punish with. The next step, which is the last thing I want to get to in this video, is sequencing. I could probably make a whole video about making sequences. When I play with my friends, and some of them are really new to the game, one thing I kind of observed is that they don't really know how to continue the offense. Like they get a good hit, but they don't know how to keep the pain coming. Or they don't really know how to put the pressure on. So I'm gonna give an example here with Claudio. See, I just hit him with back one, which is a pretty common thing to happen. So like you hit him with back one, now what do? You send him flying across the screen, they fell on the face, and what do you do? So if I was in this situation, one of the things I could do, Claudio's good old running 2. Claudio's his running 2 is like his bread and butter. That's his main game plan. And a lot of characters in the game will have really decent running moves. So usually after you have a move or after you finish a combo that sends the opponent kind of flying to the other side of the screen, practice your running 1, 2, 3, and then boom. And then kind of see what moves are really good running moves. Usually if an opponent were to like try to retaliate and attack after getting knocked down, they'll probably get hit. But yeah, so that's one example of sequencing, is like after you get the knockdown far away, run in and boom. Look at that. And also depending on the frame advantage, which like I said, oops, I didn't do it fast enough. There you go. See, +6. I'm +6 though, so that means I can act 6 frames faster than my opponent. So that means like that would be a counter hit. This would hit. I could do that, and that would probably come out first. So I could just loop that, loop that, loop that. You know, keep going. So you kind of get to see the tornado that's going on here, you know. And this is sort of the sequencing of moves that kind of continue to press on advantage until you can't, because you're gonna keep moving on with the sequence of see, -5, boom, sequence done. Okay. Now you're back to neutral. You have reset back to neutral, and now you get now it's a tug of war here where you get to kind of play the game again. It's not like, it's no longer a one-player game, it's a two-player game. You're both trying to start your offense, start your sequences. Okay. So running moves are a good way to keep the heat on, and no pun intended, but yes, heat is built in sequencing. 14 frame punish goes into your running stance and you're plus 17, at least with this move. I know with different characters and heat engages, they're different per character, and their frame advantage can be different, but there's generally like plus 14, plus 17 frames. So pretty much anything you do afterwards is gonna come out first, which by the way, everybody block this high. I don't know why I go through ranked and people don't know how to block two mids. It's absurd. But yeah, so yeah, just sequencing, go into, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. To summarize what I talked about, we got one in practice mode, setting it to block all. We talked about looking at the move list. You want to, press triangle. If you're on PlayStation, there's a button you can press and it displays the move at the top. On PlayStation, I don't know how it is with like an Xbox controller or PC. But if you press the big button on the PlayStation controller in R1, it goes to the next move. Keeps going. And then also you can press the big button in the square and it plays a demonstration of that video. Another thing about this demonstration, which I probably should have mentioned as well, is if you listen and watch the buttons get highlighted in the inputs in the demonstration, it shows you the rhythm in which you press the buttons. So that one's fast. That's kind of the rhythm. Yeah. Yeah. And also I just learned that is unsafe. Look at that. Okay. Yeah, that's a couple other sidebars that I probably should have mentioned earlier, but there we go. If you stuck around to the video, you got to learn that if you didn't know already. Okay. And then also we talked about punishment. So you want to learn your punishes. And then we talked about also learning at least 3 moves when you're like fresh to the game, trying to utilize 3 moves, especially a homing move. That's going to help out a lot. And then also sequencing, how to keep your offense going. And I only went through it like a very general idea. You know, this gets really specific and really detailed on a per character basis. So I could probably give like a tutorial on like Claudio, on like how to sequence with Claudio, what are his neutral tools, what of his like Okizeme tools. If you I don't think Tekken players even use the term Okizeme. That's more of like a Guilty Gear term. But anyways, yeah. So if you're new to Tekken, subscribe. I'm super into like helping out new players because I love this game and I want people to stick with it. And yeah, subscribe if you're new here, helps out the channel a ton. Comment below if you're new here, or if you have friends that you think would benefit to watch this video, you know, send it their way. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.